Now, a lot of us game show fanatics know who Chuck Barris was. He was the guy that brought us games such as the Newlywed Game and the Dating Game, as well as other games such as the Parent Game, Treasure Hunt, and of course a certain little show he hosted, The Gong Show. But there's this one game that show he produced and what have you that really got a ton of hate from everyone. What game show am I talking about? Watch this episode of the Wide World of Game Shows and you'll find out. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents Wide World of Game Shows. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. And this, of course, is the Wide World of Game Shows, new series I have created where I talk about game shows. Because I love game shows. I don't get to watch them a whole lot like I used to, but I have respect for them, and I watch them only if it's classic episodes. I do watch some of the new stuff, but not all of it, like Jeopardy or Wheel of Fortune or heck, even The Price is Right. But anyway, in today's episode, the game show I'm going to be talking, the game show I'm going to talk about is 3's a Crowd from Chuck Barris Productions in 1979. 3's a Crowd. It was a show that was originally produced by Chuck Barris Productions. It originally premiered in syndication in September of 1979. Now, this is a game where we want to know who knows a man better. Well, or a husband, but I should preferably call it a man. We want to know who knows a man better, his wife or his secretary. Anyway, so we introduce the husbands first thing at the beginning of the show. And then we get to meet our host, the star of 3's a Crowd, probably one of the most underrated game show hosts of all time, Jim Peck, who hosted several underrated games. Most notably, he's hosted, games including Second Chance, which was a precursor to Press Your Luck. He did substitute hosting for the Joker's Wild, I believe, yes, after the death of Jack Barry in the mid-'80s, before Bill Cullen took over. And he's hosted lots of others, but most of them are rarely remembered. Anyway, so we get questions asked, the husbands do, the men do, or the men, whatever. So they get the game started with the men answering 3-point questions, usually referencing their wives and secretaries in ways that would lead to potential marital discord. Now, when the second round began, the secretaries were now brought in to answer the same questions. Then after that, the wives would follow. Now, whichever team, the wives or secretaries, matched the men's answers more often, they equally split $1,000 prize. And if both teams were tied, all parties split $500, and the men received an announced prize for their participation. The game is compared to other types of games of this format, most notably the Newlywed Game, where of course your answers are put on cards, just like in the Newlywed Game. Well, apparently, Barris had 4 other shows on at the time this aired, including the Dating Game and the Newlywed Game, plus, the revivals of them anyway, and the Gong Show, which was now continuing syndication after being dropped from network television, along with its spin-off, the $1.98 Beauty Show. Now, according to Barris, in his first autobiography, The Game Show King, there were actually protests against the show, as well as the sometimes evident lack of fun the contestants seemed to be having on it, prompted him to retreat from television production entirely, because this would be his last ever series, new series. Anyway, he wrote that the public backlash from this not only caused the program to be canceled, but it took 3 other shows his wit. So he went to his house in Malibu and stayed there for a year. Yes, indeed, it was largely due to the backlash of this. The ratings for all his other shows, including The Gong Show, plummeted and were removed from the air by the start of the next television season. The show, unfortunately, Three's a Crowd came to an end on February 1st of 1980. Now, its announcer was Johnny Jacobs, who also was the announcer for, well, other Barris games like the Newlywed Game and Treasure Hunt. Soon the series was replaced by a revival of the game show Camouflage, which was also produced by Barris. But unlike its predecessor, this was a weekly series. So anyway, as the weekly syndicated game show had largely gone by the wayside in favor of daily strips. The only other game shows that he didn't produce at this time were still airing weekly included The Nighttime Price is Right with Dennis James, which was wrapping up its final season, along with Match Game PM and the kids' version of The Joker's Wild, Joker, Joker, Joker. Anyway, Three's a Crowd was the last original format Barris tried, and the rest of his productions were either revivals of old games like Camouflage and Treasure Hunt, which of course brought back its original host Jeff Edwards. And later on his previous efforts, The Dating Game, Newlywed Game, and Gong Show were all revived in the 80s. And this was when Barris would spend the next several years holed up at home writing a mock biography called Confessions of a Dangerous Mind, in which he imagined himself as an assassin for the CIA during his game show career. And of course, this would be adapted into a 2002 film of the same name directed by George Clooney, which I've only seen it one time, never did want to see again. Oh yeah, even after this tanked, Barris would actually be seen on the big screen for the first time in the Gong Show movie. But that film tanked big time. But Three's a Crowd, back to this, Three's a Crowd is definitely a fun-filled game, as a matter of fact. I know it got a lot of backlash from everybody. Now, David Hofstede ranks the show at number 94 in his book, What Were They Thinking? The 100 Dumbest Events in Television History. He wrote that the show offered the chance to watch a marriage dissolve on camera years before Jerry Springer, and noted they received backlash from UAW, that's of course United Auto Workers, and the National Organization for Women. Yeah, things look bad, and all that jazz. But hey, I can completely understand and what have you. But anyway, after the show ended, it was never seen again. However, Game Show Network, before it became GSN, re-aired the show in 1997. Now, most, if not all, of the original series is intact. The GSN reran many of the episodes, including 2 pilots from 78 and a third from 79. Pilots are distinguishable from the rest of the series through a somewhat different set, a brown backdrop with green stripes behind the contestants, plus Peck's podium having a large 3 as the backdrop. And Peck himself not having the perm he sported during the actual series. That's right, you heard me correctly. Yeah, because he kind of had a bushy perm look, just like Alex Trebek did in ways, as a matter of fact. Now, there are some episodes, as long as Sony didn't block them, since they currently own Chuck Barris' library of games and what have you, there are some episodes of Three's a Crowd on YouTube. I'd say give this show maybe one watch, and if you don't like it, well, then don't bother. I used to watch this on Game Show Network when I came home from school. I was in my final year in high school. I watched this along with the 80s revival of Treasure Hunt, which came after that, and then another underrated game show from the 80s, Go, which was, of course, a spin-off of Chain Reaction. But anyway, Three's a Crowd, it's funny. I do get a good laugh out of it, though. I completely understand why it got a lot of hate and all that jazz. Now, later on, Game Show Network would actually get a new version called New Threes of Crown, which would be hosted by Alan Thicke, who, of course, was best known for, well, composing the Changing Keys theme for Wheel of Fortune, and plus the music to lots of other shows, including The Facts of Life and others. And of course, he was also, well, the star of TV's Growing Pains. Anyway, but watched it a time or two and I was not impressed with. They scraped the wives and secretaries' parents as they were replaced with girlfriend or best friend, girlfriend or mother and such. I was not impressed with. And if you find this, forget that one. You need to see the original Three's a Crowd. It's a much more fun game. Despite the backlash it got, well, I just gotta say, it's just hysterical. I like it for one good reason. It's because of its theme song. It's kind of fun and catchy and what have you. That's one good thing I liked about Three's a Crowd is the theme song. It's funny. Yep. But anyway, that's about it. So if you've seen Three's a Crowd, tell me what you thought about the game in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button below. Subscribe to my channel as well. Be a part of the Big D Nation. And the next episode of the Wide World of Game Shows will be The Joker's Wild. That'll be coming up later on next month. I'll give you the date. Now, I've already got a few more episodes lined up. I'll give them to you when I do the May schedule this weekend. So anyway, thank you for watching, and if you like this, you may want to check out the last 3 episodes that I did this month for April Fool's Month. In the upper left-hand corner is the one I did, the episode for Child's Play with Bill Cullen. The upper right-hand corner is the one I did on Jackpot, the fun game of riddles. And the bottom left-hand corner is the previous episode on Win Ben Stein's Money, which I thought was already my most revealed, but unfortunately, due to, I think, trolls, it's gone to a tie with George of the Jungle. Come on, break this tie. If anybody watches the Win Ben Stein's Money vid again, or if they haven't, then maybe we got it made. But if you go with George of the Jungle, fine with me. The bottom right hand corner, is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like this series, or rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.